All right, yeah, let's just raw dog this because, like good old fashioned of the whole LS podcast. I don't think I've ever written a script, for any guest. Maybe like two, but I do have a couple questions for you. Kind of already set up and lined up in my head. But guys, welcome in season 2, episode 3. This is the LS podcast made by LurkerSquad, made by people who love streaming and just want to find more friends in the space. So if you're new here, if you're listening through YouTube or Spotify, just make sure to like if possible. We have CptCloudz in the mix, dude. This guy is kind of like a sex cult leader, from what I know on Kick.
Okay.
I believe he served in MW2, MW3, Halo campaigns. He's a veteran. Really good guide though. For everybody who is in the live stream, though, Q&A, guys, write some questions if you want. I'll copy paste them, but we're going to get it at the end. Just a heads up. But for Clouds, dude, want to introduce yourself? Why did you pick that name, that screen name that you have? Or maybe did you have any other screen names before?
Yeah, actually I've been through a lot in like my streaming career. And CptCloudz is actually my old name from like playing Destiny 2 Trials, like Dark Souls,
Hmm.
COD and stuff like that. And like my original name. So my names have always just been like about smoking.
Oh, okay.
It's super funny
X
because
420X.
yeah, like I don't even like smoke right now, so it's
Yeah.
funny. But like my buddy and I we were smoking one day and like I was like, I can blow like a super fat cloud. So I I blew a super fat cloud and he was like, "Oh, you're the king of clouds." I was like, "I'm the Captain Clouds." And it just kind of stuck. And he was like, "That's kind of a gas name." And I was like, so I just changed my name to that.
Damn, that's funny, dude.
And
I didn't even know you smoked weed, so now it kind of makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. And then that was like always my name, right? Everybody knew me as that. And then whenever I started streaming, I actually used to stream under a name called Swifty, right? And then like all that stuff went down with Justin Roiland, and uh,
Okay.
I wanted people to not deter from clicking on me and getting to know who I am because of something outside of my control, right? So I discussed it with a buddy who I was like, I want to rebrand. I don't know what to do for a name, and I'm like not good at like coming up with stuff. Like I'm like super like ignorant. Like everything I do is on the fly, right? But like planning
Mhm.
stuff out, I'm very like not good at. Um, so I couldn't think of like a different name, and I was like, I'm comfortable with like CptCloudz. Have always been known as that. It's an old name, and we can do like a lot with it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was like, I think that's the route we're gonna go. And then I discussed it with my community for I would say probably a month or longer. Like people would come in, what's going on? This is what I'm racking my brain around. I would constantly share like sneaks at like logo design, name stuff. I had it pinned all the time. Like all I did was talk about it for like 3 weeks to a month, like straight.
That's how you
Of
rebrand. That's really,
yeah,
really.
yeah, and it's terrifying to rebrand, right? Like somebody hasn't been by right in X amount of time. They don't know. They just see somebody new on their follower lists, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this?" So I did a lot of sharing everything, discussing with people like what they thought was good with stuff, what would they change, everything, so that way everybody knew what they were gonna see change like abruptly, right?
Mhm.
From one day to the next. So I did that and rebranded back to CptCloudz, and it's been good ever since. Like rebrand was really good. I didn't lose any support. Everybody was super supportive during it because I was definitely scared. And it's been a great journey for it.
How long did that take? I mean, how long have you been streaming? When did that rebrand hit? When.
Uh 6 years I've been a full-time content creator. Well, streaming. Like I just full dove into it the moment that I started my first live.
Nice.
Um, yeah, I'm very thankful and lucky to be in the position where I can do that comfortably. So that's super nice. I know not everybody has that. So I always try to stay humble and I try to tell people and give people advice based on something that I never had to experience. So I don't know. And I just, from watching people, I try to help guide them that way. Because it's definitely different that people are like, "Oh, I'm trying to transition from my full-time job into content creating or whatever." And they're like, "How was that for you?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just fucking did it."
You just did
you
it.
know?
You done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, so I would say probably 4 like 3 years and some change, I was always Swifty. And then, the past, like, 2 some odd years, I've been CptCloudz. And a lot of people have given me good feedback on like the rebrand. They were like, I do like this better. Not being associated with anything in particular is really good.
Yeah.
Um,
When it's your brand, right? It's you.
yeah,
Yeah. I feel that.
yeah. That's like the biggest thing. And when people are trying to figure out names or want to become a content creator, like make sure you take something because like I was Swifty, right? Like it was just a vibe. We were just doing it, right? And then all of a sudden, somebody from a show on where that word came from did something, and that's all I would see in chat, right? And I was like, I don't want that, you know?
Yeah, because people
Um,
associate, oh, bad things, so this person's probably bad now or whatever. And I'm assuming this was during
exactly.
Twitch, so like some people
hmm
just are like in a hive mind, I guess, if you will.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you just know how like it is with like social media, like nowadays, like one
yeah,
little thing makes it blow up, and that's all everybody has on their mind, you know?
yeah.
So,
My rebrand was a little easy, just because everybody, I would say, everybody would be like, oh, what's up, Good Vibes, or they call me GVO because it was Good Vibes Official. I was like, oh, no, it's
mhm.
okay, just call me Greg every time. Oh, just
Yeah.
call me Greg. So it
That's
made
super. Yeah.
made sense. And then my Twitter handle was already Good Vibes Greg. So,
Okay.
it was kind of an easy
Yeah.
brand, but I wanted like you said, like you don't be associated with anything, even like Good Vibes to an extent, right? It's just I want to be Greg. I just want to be this is me, right? So,
hmm
yeah. I get it.
Yeah. It's so hard to come up with like a name and something that you're like, is this good? And you don't want to copy somebody, but it's something that you like feel like a good connection with, and you never know who has another idea. Like GVO is actually something that an old friend of mine used to say all the time, right? And it was good vibes only,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
right? And like his whole thing was like the GVO crew. So it's pretty crazy that like you have something similar to that too, right? But
Mhm.
then you can transition into GVG is awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So, just to segue a little bit, obviously you had your time on Twitch. Why try kick, dude? Did someone tell me to go kick, or how did that relationship go, I guess?
so I guess like interesting enough, like no like tooting my own horn or anything. But I have like 15,000 followers on Twitch. I have
No,
a
to your own horn, dude.
large.
This is why there's a podcast.
Yeah. But like for me, it's just like I don't know, because I guess I always like compare it to like people on YouTube and they're like, yeah, I got like 100,000 subscribers. I'm like, holy fuck, that's so
Yeah.
many people. But people told me live streaming, it's so much harder to get somebody to follow you. Like somebody will watch like your YouTube, click it, subscribe, and it's easier to get followers that way. So they were like, the fact that you have 15,000 followers on a live streaming platform is actually pretty
Mhm.
big. Um, Kit came out, a buddy of mine, Kolb's, his Twitch didn't do well, so he was like, "I'm gonna go over to Kick." I made an account under my old name, right? I made an account like right when Kick went live under my old name. I followed him, and then I would open it every now and then just to like, show him support because he was a good dude, and then just stopped fully.
Yeah.
Then CK Savage was decided that he was gonna come stream on Kick. And I used to game with him all the time. And then my buddy Bake Jake and I made accounts, and we are like, all right, we'll multi-stream, right? Do stuff like that or whatever. But before I wanted to come over, I promoted it to my community, and I was like, yo, let's get my follower up so we can get affiliate there and everything, so that we can make sure off rip, like, I can monetize and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I look at content creating in my stream as a business. So there's no reason for me to, maybe it sounds greedy, but like, there's no reason for me to be live and not make money, right? So
No,
like,
I moved because of that too, right? I think it's
mhm,
okay to say, and I don't know why it's not okay to say this, because it's twofold. If you have a really supportive community, I think the community's dollar stretches longer here because it goes to the creator. And
mhm,
then the creator, of course, would like to get paid for their, labor of what they do. So, I mean,
mhm.
it just makes sense. But, I think us talking about that sometimes, like, money is very taboo. I get it, even in the
Yeah,
space that we're in. But, I think it's okay to be that transparent. Like, you know what? As a creator, I think I should be, paid, for what I'm trying to do,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just, I wanted to make sure that I did it right. So just like with my rebrand, I nonstop promoted it, right?
Mm,
So I have like, I couldn't log into my old account that I originally followed my buddy on because I forgot all of it because I'd not been here for so long. I have
gotcha.
like the memory of a goldfish. So I made a new account, you know, uh, with my current brand name. And I just pushed it constantly. Like it was pinned at the top of my Twitch chat, right? I talked about it all the time. Like we're going to be doing this. Make sure you guys are following over there. My mod team, shout out to them. They're Without them, dude, I would be a lost ass streamer, dude.
Yeah.
I would be cooked. I don't do anything. I don't learn to do anything, right? My mods are honestly, man, without them, and they do it, pro bono to like look out for me and like support me, and I really do appreciate them. And once I get to the point where I can really help take care of them in a good
Yeah.
way, like man, I'm gonna do nut stuff for them because they do way too much, and I'm too useless without them. So
I feel
big,
that.
big thank you to them, man.
We love the mods,
Um,
dude. It's funny you have a different relationship with your mods, because I keep them in like a prison, keep them in like a basement. Sometimes I'll feed them, sometimes I won't. Um, no, but mods are cool, man.
yeah.
Mods are cool. And once you find a good mod team, and like honestly, for me, it's like the inner echelon of a community. Like we did a meetup
Mhm.
last year with mine, and some of them were just like viewers or OGs or VIPs, whatever. But some of most of them were mods, and I don't know. It becomes like a little like family friend group.
Yeah, I
That's how I
mean,
see
it
it.
becomes like the backbone of you being live, right?
Yeah.
Um, and definitely I think making sure that everybody has a different like skill in what they bring is super good. Too, because like I have a mod squirrel, he's been with me for 5, almost 6 years? 6 years? I don't know. Long, long time, like, damn near since the beginning. Um, and he does, like, a lot of, like, back end stuff. He takes care of, like, making sure the Discord, like, something pops up, like, he's always taking care of it. Does he chat the most, like, nowadays? Like, no, but he has a life. There's a lot of stuff he has to take care of, I
Hmm.
understand. But I know if I put something in there and he sees it, he'll immediately take care of it, right? And I have like forefront mods who are definitely more of like the visual hype aspect for people, and really like help keep everything facilitating like minute by minute, hour by hour, and I really do appreciate that. And then I have
That's awesome.
like the mods who pop in those stints like to help alleviate, forefront mods and background mods on stuff, and they're more pop in. But I understand that, and I give them that leeway, of course. You know what I mean? So definitely, man, without the support system that I have, I wouldn't be where I am. And it just, they helped make the transition from Twitch to Kick the most smooth and easiest way that they could, Um, and being over here compared to Twitch definitely is like a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? I could be I have a lot of pretty big name friends and support over on Twitch, and
Yeah.
if I wanted to, like, I could be there and it'd be the same. But I think for me as a creator, Kick definitely is somewhere where, while a lot of changes that they've made and what they've done is for the creator, and I wish that there was more for the viewer end, but I think that one big thing is the no ads, or even if they implement ads, as long as they do it better than the way that Twitch does it, is a big thing for me. That's viewer end, right? Like, I get to just straight connect with you. Like old
Yeah.
days on Twitch, where like I could just come have a conversation with you. You could be like, "Yo, I've got this going on," and I could just give you advice, right? Now it's like, "Hey, I'm not doing good." I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Yeah, my grandmother just passed away." Hold on, 17 ads, and then you'll be able to hear like my response. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
yeah, that's a very I didn't even think about that. Because it sucks
Yeah.
because when you like for me and I probably for you too, because you said the goldfish thing, but you kind of rip it. You're like, oh shit, from the heart. And then they're like, oh,
Yep.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, could you say that again? I'm like, dude, you should have been there because I don't think I could say that again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not
So
gonna feel right now when you hear it this time around, because before it
yeah,
was genuine, and now I'm like damn near scripting to re-say what I just said,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Um, so it's just like, I don't know. Coming over here has been a good time, and I feel like I got to get back to like the base of like my community, and I've always been very like community driven.
Yeah,
Um,
you seem every time I go in, man, you seem very like you're just for the people. You know what I mean?
yeah, like, I'm good at every game that I play. Um, like, I'm always like a top tier, um, player, but I'm okay with that lacking, like, if it means that I'm talking with you, right? I've had numerous times where I'll start stream and then somebody's like, "Hey, like, I'm not okay." And they're not comfortable talking about it on stream. And I've ended my stream. Like, that day, throw that day away, right? So
Just so you could
I'm
like,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
hmm and that's fine to me, right? If somebody tells me, "Hey, I need to talk," um, one of my mods, Squirrel, he was like, "Yo, I need to talk to you like after stream." He's like, but he knows how I am. He's like, "Don't worry, like it'll be after stream, like you're okay to stream." And I was like, "Bro, like obviously
Just
DMs." I'm like, "You let me know.
yeah,
I will end
yeah,
right now. Fuck this stream." You know what I mean? Like, fuck the stream. Like, I'll be there for you.
yep.
So, and I think that's what's helped me be um so comfortable uh in like where I am. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because being live is just part of it, but like I do a lot like back in like I'm yapping all the time in Discord, like DMs, whatever. Like you can reach me, like, and I make it very apparent when I don't have time. Like I'm doing something because I have a life outside of it, but I
Oh
will
yeah,
try to always
absolutely.
give people the time, you
You
know?
you make good boundaries for yourself. I mean, you doing this for so long. Maybe at one point you didn't know what the boundaries were, but now it seems like it seems like you know where to put your time and
Oh
effort in
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's something you like is hard to learn too as like a
Yeah,
content creator, you know?
because you kind of want to like
Because
people please almost because of certain things, and then at one point in the journey, you're like, oh, dude, I need to take care of myself before I take care of others and
yeah.
things like that.
Mhm. Dude, I used to be like really unhealthy with like streaming. I used to do like 18 to 20 hours like all the time, like nonstop.
Yep.
And then was like, oh, I want to work out again. I miss like that mental clarity and release. And so I shifted my stream times and cut like a lot of it out. And I lost a lot of friends because they're like degen gamers.
Yeah.
And they're like, come play. I'm like, dude, no. Like, I need to go to the gym. I need to clear my head so that I can stay doing this every day, you know? Um, and a lot of people take breaks, right? And the longest I have ever gone without being live consistently is just, I want to say a couple months ago or whatever, when I went to Vegas to visit my grandfather and I wasn't
Mhm.
live for 5 days. Like, I've never taken a break. I've never taken, like, I need this mental health break for X weeks, months, or whatever,
Yeah.
right? I've fucking, I every day streamed for what, 5 years before I started taking like a day off to like do stuff, you know? And if you are a streamer, you don't need to be live every day. Like, take time for yourself, man.
No.
It's not good to be live. That one viewer, whatever, like every day matters for sure. And you never know what it's going to be. But a day for you is definitely a day that's needed. So make sure you're taking time for you, because that's something I learned way too late. And I wish somebody would have told me off rip, because fuck that day being live, man, you know?
Uh-huh. The fun thing
uh,
too is like I'll tend to have like, you know what, not feeling it today. Just don't have it, but like I still want to hang. People want to hang, so I'll be in Discord. I'll share my game if they want to check, or we'll just yap or something like that. So Discord's like been really helpful in that way. Even if you want to take a day off, but don't really want to feel like you took a day off, you can still be
yeah.
connected through Discord.
I think too, if you guys are trying to be content creators, like Discord is so important, right? Not just like the going live thing, but just like talk in your Discord. Talk in your Discord, try and get conversations going. And it feels good too when you wake up and you're like, damn, I gotta catch up on stuff. You're like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah,
because you're building a community,
yeah.
who's wants to be there for each other.
I was saying this in
Um,
a previous episode, but I think it's really important to build like lore, and I'm sure you have some lore in your channel. Like one of the pieces of my discords is like chili eats. I love chilies, and
yeah,
so people will like I'll send my reviews in there and stuff, and then some people will like post their like whatever they got for chilies and stuff like that. So it's just like tiny things to connect with.
yeah, that's super awesome. Dude, mine's like ever like
Is it like
evolving.
six positions and stuff like that, or
Okay, that is talked about like a lot. Like, it's kind of crazy. That's actually something that followed me from Twitch and started a long, long time ago. In a weird way too, because like my buddy, Kid and Play, I used to
Mhm.
game with all the time,
What was the name?
and Kid in Play.
Oh, okay. I thought you said kitten play, and I was like, wow,
No,
this is too
no,
coincidental
no.
right now, dude.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
I
His
got
last
you.
name's Kid, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Super
Okay.
good dude. But one day, like, we were playing Deceit, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And I watched him drink the blood, and I was like, he's a fucking bad guy. We've got to kill him right now. And everybody's like, all right, dude. And then he lost it. He got mad tilted because he was the bad guy. But
Oh.
he was like, you guys just are all his little fucking followers, like his little fucking sex demons, right? He
Oh.
says
Okay.
something, you just do it. And I was like, oh God. And then like just it turned into this butt stuff sex cult play.
Uh
And
huh.
I don't know. I don't know how it started. And it's just, I can't ever escape it, dude.
I mean,
It's
my
fucking,
mind. I feel you on that. Like, people get feral, and I don't think I've ever called it a sex cult, but it's pretty damn close. I'm just like, everyone, tame it down.
yeah, there was one point where I had to tell people it's bad because this is the tame. It used to be monstrous,
Hmm.
right? Like, there'd be times where I would not, I'm reading chat and I would respond to nothing because it was just insane. And I would just talk about the game and ignore everybody because it would go too much, dude.
I've gotten to the
Um,
point, and it's happened. So like in the mornings now too. Like I'm trying Twitch out again, getting consistent there. Obviously, Kick is the main show, but on Twitch or Kick, and it's usually a couple viewers who get it going. And when I get someone new who follows, I'm like, hey, by the way, it's getting a little unhinged. A lot of energy here. Just let me know. You know what I mean? I have to apologize sometimes.
yeah.
Sorry, but then I know I start it too, right? So like,
I don't start it. Never, not once.
oh, okay, I've started a couple times.
Nope. Ask chat. I never started. They are just
They're demons.
wake up. Yep. They just wake up. I don't know why they're saying cap. Like they started. You know what I mean?
Hey, but like I've seen you like bowl your feet out and talk about stuff like through Tangias. What is that? Is that out of context clips or?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, maybe
You're just saying
okay. You want
cap.
to know? Yeah, they're full of it, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I trust Clouds more than chat, but
It's okay. So it's probably worse in like my stream than like others because I am prior service and I have a lot of prior service or active duty um military in my community, and it is
I've heard the talk.
it's
My roommate's
crazy.
a vet, and I've heard the talk. You
Yeah.
know.
So we talk kind of fucking outrageous, right? And I
Yeah.
had to learn to like tone it back a bit for the stream. Um and man, I think it's all because of that, dude. So like I'll be like I'm just out here running and I'm like, wait, what am I just shooting fucking dicks at my like out of my gun at him? And I don't know why it's dicks, but I don't know. It just is. It just
You need help, man.
yeah, for sure. You know, my therapist didn't
Yeah.
renew his license here, so we're
His
cooked.
card.
Yeah, we're fucking cooked, dude. Uh, the ass shaking Tangias are okay. That kind of started because I don't know who it was, but they were saying I got up for something. They were like, "Oh, he's got a dumpy, right?" And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah." I was like, "I got a dumpy. You want to see me throw that back?" And like, I don't know. They had me
I've shaked
like I did
ass.
a sub goal for the WAP, right?
Oh
I learned
God.
the WAP dance,
Did
dude.
you?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got one? I can't
Dude.
wait for
My WAP,
Dallas.
my WAP, nasty. uh, when you're the last choice is Timu therapy.
Jeez, dude.
um, yeah. I don't know, man.
It seemed like
I
this.
did tone stuff down.
It seems like Kick is good though, because like obviously you can express yourself, right? You know, Twitch. I feel like you can do something, but obviously you're at the risk of like some strict moderation. And I'm not saying that like everyone's bad over there, you know what I mean, or like people who tried Kick out are like nasty or anything like that. But I feel like we have like more of a creative freedom here. You know, if something was a little too far over the line, we would get emailed. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Versus Twitch
It's
was like,
amazing enough. I've never been banned on Twitch.
yeah,
Like, which is wild because my streams are not any different between here and Twitch.
mhm,
And somehow people are like, how have you never been banned? I'm like, I don't know.
yeah.
Um,
I've said some nasty things on Twitch, not like anything crazy, but like, you
yeah.
know, it teeters a line, and I'm like, huh. But then I see
Yeah.
articles and you know bans and all that where like even like tinier stuff than I do, and I'm like, they got banned? What? Like,
Yeah. Right.
huh?
And like, I think that's the hardest thing with being on Twitch, right? Is the way you're moderated. And like, of course, if it's like hateful, like no matter who you are and where
Yeah,
you are, like that shouldn't be a thing, right? You don't need to be hateful. We're all here to connect in different ways. So the fact that people want to use their platform to spread it like that is, I mean, that's their business. And like, but it's wild to me, you know? Um, and I look at it like this is going to sound bad, but obviously not all of us, and like it's not like a stigma, but like when people think of gamers and stuff like that,
Oh, like degenerate gamers?
nerdy, well, just gamers,
Oh,
period,
okay.
right? Like back in the day, like, oh, that person's like a gamer, right? Because they're gonna be dirtier. They're kind of like lame and don't really have friends, right? Like
I
I love
see.
that we can make a fucking area where we can all have friends, right? I don't care how much of a loser you were in high school or are like outside of like, who you are in chat, right? I don't care if you
Yeah.
have back knee. I don't care if you're fat, skinny, three eyes, right?
Bro,
Nothing,
why are you roasting me right now, dude? Just gonna go
But
on.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like if you're
100%.
good to me and you're good to each other, man, you're good here, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I let people kind of slide too much, I think, in terms of trying to give them a place to be. And I'm like, hey, like, let's reel it back. I have like one viewer who he got banned, like he has like because on Twitch you used to be able to see like timeouts and bans, and his bans are so high that it's like 99 plus. Like it won't say over
I got a
100,
guy like
right?
that. I got a guy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Like he
yeah.
just gets banned regularly and comes back. People are like, why do you let him back? I'm like, ah, he's probably just lonely, you know? He comes
Yeah.
back, he's good, and he was young. So
Yeah.
he was never banned for being like hateful and like in the way. It's just like he kind of got a little bit annoying, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I like my fucking group of little fucking miscreants, dude. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
make me
feral
laugh in so many
kids.
different ways. Yeah, especially
Mhm.
Court. She needs some dick.
Nice. Yeah. Shout out Court, shout out T. Those two I can only know. Sorry. No,
You
it's
know?
funny because it feels like we just have had the same journey in terms of community. It's funny. Everything you're saying, I'm like, yep, preach, dude,
Yeah.
preach.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of it's interesting too. A lot of people who hang out with me, FNG, right? He's actually somebody who I killed in Tarkov. I just absolutely fucking dumpstered his whole team, right?
Nice.
And
He's
like he
bad.
came
He's bad
in.
at games, and yeah.
Oh, terrible, dude. Terrible. But like they just come in and they just start vibing. I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? Like, and like it's funny. My buddy Jake, who I used to play Tarkov with, like he was like my duo for Tarkov. Um, I don't know what it is, but people are just kind of like nice to me. We'll kill like, the same squad. I'll kill half of the squad. He kills the other half or whatever. They go in. He doesn't even have a cam on, right? Like he's a no cam streamer. And they would be like, I know that you're fat as fuck and I could smell your breath through your mic. And I was like, damn. And like the same people would come in. They'd be like, hey, GG's, man. I'm like, dude, GG's.
Damn, that's
And he's like,
wild.
why does everybody hate me, And I don't know.
They look at
He
you
just
like,
has like this
ugh.
voice.
I don't want.
Yeah.
I can't be mean to this guy. He's actually kind of cool. He's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, dude. It's weird because like I don't like I'm the person, right? Where like I'll kill you. I'm like, you fucking dog shit fuck, right? I'm like, get fucking owned. But like they come in and they're so nice. I'm like, get GG's, right? But he doesn't say anything. He's like, oh, I killed that dude. And they come in and just hate him. Like, I don't know what it
That's
is.
wild.
I have no idea. Um, but it's fun, It makes a good laugh between people because they're like, why are people just nice to you and mean to me? And I'm like, you got that vibe,
You just
dude.
got that
Just be mean to
voice.
this dude.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just nice, dude.
Yeah.
Let's segue though. Because you talked about Twitch a little bit, and 15K, is an accomplishment. Um, so you probably seen a lot through Twitch and even through Kick. And I think it speaks volumes, right? Because you've been kind of fucking around with LS. And I was kind of in the same boat as well when LS was brought up to me. I've heard some weird shit about teams and supportive groups, things like
Mhm.
that. And then I gave it a chance and it turned out really well. Of course there were like a lot of bumps in the road, but at the end of the day, like there was like that core foundation idea where it was like, here to make friends, here to collab,
Mhm.
here to like hang out. So I want to talk to you kind of like anything that's like weird in your time of Twitch and Kick. Like, have you seen other groups like not like us, or like anything that you do like about or not like about LS? Like, want to get your kind
Yeah.
of feedback from there.
I've actually been on one org um back in the day. Um I can't remember how it got brought up to me. But they were like, I know it was like that big stint where everybody was like, I'm in this org, I'm in that org, like yada yada yada.
Yeah.
You know? It was just like the wave at the time. So met this org. It was called Flock GG. I joined it because I thought that it would be very good for me.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, a group of people who are also content creators, we can collab and stuff like that. Just network and grow. And I g- I ended up becoming, I guess, because I was like the biggest streamer for everybody. I was a stream lead, so we had to do like these meetings and stuff like that. And like
Hmm.
I was like, yo, you guys want to do better, right? Like I started off successful. Um, I had a very big support system of people who um just knew about live streaming, period. Not like they weren't streamers. So like I did it all alone, like just solo gaming all the time. And like playing with like random people and stuff. Nobody really showed me the ropes of how to stream, but when I announced it, they would come in, right? Hey, I'm live. They would come in. So like I boom,
Cool.
boom, boom. Um,
Which kind of got you practice into chatting and Bane and
mhm.
yeah, a lot of practice.
Yeah. So I got in with this group, and I could just it started turning into where I am the one who's going to everybody else's stream and being like, "Yo, how you doing?" Networking. And then we would have these meetings. I was like, "You need to go in and support each other." Like, I am in everybody's stream. I see you guys are not doing that for each other. Like, don't just tab them. Like, get to know each other. Like, this is how you'll make like a connection and grow.
Yeah.
Um, and then eventually I was like, all right, well, if everybody only gives a shit about what they're doing, I can just not give a shit about what you guys are doing and focus on me. Like, I don't have to balance you guys. I don't have to help you guys. I can just do my own thing. So I stepped away and like I never really did anything again with that.
You're kind of just like,
And
good luck.
then
I gave you
yeah,
the piece of wisdom, I guess, and that was that.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And uh with LS, right? In particular, I see how you guys are with each other, you know? You guys are very supportive. You guys are always chatting, connecting, talking about one another, right? Like just like it's never just a my stream thing, right? And that's a good feeling. Because at the end of the day, right? If you don't have somebody in your stream, then you're due you're just live to be live, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are ensuring that everybody feels like they have somebody to talk to, which is super nice. Everybody's got a good vibe. I met a lot of LS people in Atlanta. So that was super cool. Just talking. I actually learned about LS because of one of my mods. Father Chris, he rebranded to Moto Guppy and he
Okay.
was talking about KRL, right? Um, so I ended up talking with like people at Atlanta about KRL, which is how I like heard about LS, saw what you guys were about. Definitely super fucking that's the vibe you're looking for. You know what I mean? You want somebody who gives a shit about one another instead of just about what they can get for them.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that everybody shows that very prevalent when it comes to showing up and showing support for one another and just making sure that everybody's a part of the conversation, right? Like, Greg, did you see what happened in Clouds' stream? Like this and that. It's like, no, tell me, right? And
Yeah.
then it just spins from there to there to there. And like, you know how talking about your stream or other people's stream is like a taboo, like don't do that in the content world, right? I feel like LS does a good job where it doesn't feel like it's taboo, and it's just like I'm invested in you and what you're doing, you know?
Yeah, I think it's now some people can think of it like self promo and whatnot, but because like my group of people know that I care about Fluff or Denny or anybody else who's an LS, right? So whenever someone's talking, I'm like, oh, I give a shit, which kind of like makes your community also give a shit because like that's what I care about the most. So I think we made it less taboo because we're all just
Mhm.
friends at this point now.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And like I pull up like your stream, Flush stream, whoever, like if I'm in the middle of streaming, but I want to know what's going on,
Yeah.
right? And instead of just like typing to you and laughing about it in chat, hearing your stream in the background, right? I'll just pull them up like on my screen and like be typing and yapping and laughing about stuff and they
Yeah,
can get the laugh out of it.
what's that harassment you've been doing in the mornings? It's someone else stream where you'll go in and you say, "Oh, you're not live," and it's like probably like 7 a.m. their time. They're probably sleeping, not giving a shit about. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's going on with there, bro?
So I actually do that like a lot in the mornings after I get back from the gym.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, and I'm just like, all right, dude, this is fucking ridiculous. I just like to fuck with people. And I find it super fun because then I actually start my stream, and before I start my stream, obviously pull up OBS. Well, I have like a bunch of people who have typed and done it to me, and I find it funny, right? I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
no,
I'm
it's
not even
good.
live and you're in chat. So I like to do it to other people too, you know? I think it's a fun way to see that people are thinking about you, you
I
know?
love offline chats. Like no memes when Clouds goes in, I'm like, okay, that's kind of goofy because it's like
Mhm.
we're just leaving letters, you know.
Yeah.
It's cool. No, I enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's a super great way to like open up your computer and be like, "Oh, what the heck?" Like, you know?
Yeah, there's one time my
Um
OBS was still up, so I was seeing the chat and I woke up and I was like, "What the hell?" That was your first time doing it. I was like, "What the fuck? What?" Me, I'm drinking coffee, trying to get my edits done and shit like that. I'm like, "What? What did I just see from Clouds?"
Yeah, I do it a lot to like, especially when I know they're not going to be going live soon, too. I'm like, go live. And then I'll just start like talking to myself. I'm like, oh, okay. So you just fucking hate me. This is rude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what
Mm-hmm.
the fuck? It's just funny, you know?
Where's the stream? No,
Yeah. Like
that's
Squirrel said too, ongoing challenge to see who's first. I do a
there's
thing where
a lot of
whoever's
going in
first, I
the chat.
smooch.
Wait, what's
Yeah.
that? What's that? You said you give them a
I,
smooch?
yeah. Whoever's first in stream for the day, right? I give him a smooch.
That's
Right.
cute. Can you give me an example?
Yeah. So I'll be like, okay, so Greg was first in stream today, and I'll just grab it and I'll be like, you
Oh,
know?
that's cute.
Or I've done some like other weird, like,
I like being my shit. Sorry, my bad.
dude,
My bad.
I have broken 3 boom arms, bro,
Really?
because I just yank them around, they fucking bend and start dying. Like,
That's sick, dude.
too rough.
No, that's going back to like a real thing though. That's good to know, man. That's seriously good to know. I love to hear perception of like what LS is to people because we don't ever want to be seen as a community, a stream community, um, that looks like they're funneling, communities into a one streamer or,
Mhm.
just negative perception, right? Because I'll say it, there are some stream teams now being formed here on Kick, which is cool. I'm not saying that LurkerSquad should just be the only stream team. I'm not saying that. It's really cool to see other streamers collaborate and teaming up. But the teams that I am seeing are not what LS is, right? LS
Mhm.
is like Impact, and we talk, and we have like our own communities, and we're all chilling, and there is some cross community collaboration and chats, and that's really cool. But the teams that I'm seeing coming up, um, it feels like a husk. It feels empty,
Yeah.
And
That's the worst feeling too.
yeah, and I'm seeing these creators hitting certain metrics, which is super interesting because if you can hit metrics, with just a couple emotes and some interesting activities, it kind of dampers what LS is about sometimes. You know, I take a lot of pride in LS because I like to edit, showcase a lot of the team members who range from verified to partner to affiliate, who are all trying to hit their goals. And
Mhm.
so it kind of hurts me in a way, you know. So
Yeah, I think too what it's like super good that a lot of other people don't do in orgs is LS you're like, "Hey, submit clips." It doesn't have to just be an LS member. Like you want your clips out there, you edit them, like stuff like that. But then you also do specific LS like member challenges. We're gonna show love to this game. So even if you don't play that game, like you can change up your content, right? And we'll do this game where it's specific. So it's like get people on that game, get some clips from that, get some exposure to those other content creators out there and stuff too, you know?
yeah,
Um, and I think that's super amazing that a lot of other people don't do. You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
it's kick is not saturated in certain things, right? So imagine this, right? You have 5, 6 to 7 creators throughout the week maining this game. They just have like something LS challenge, LS takeover, LS this, you know, and eventually, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe new viewers throughout that week will maybe pop in and then be like, "Oh, what the hell is this?" And I can talk about, you know, the other 3 creators who are on this challenge right now, and boom, there you go. You know,
Hmm.
we're making established communities throughout events. So yeah, you know, sometimes it is about the game and it's fun to win like gifted subs and things like that, but really it's like it's a bigger message.
Hmm.
Um and kind of like what we did in Atlanta, what I've seen with Lurker Squad, we move. We weren't like that at one point, but now like it's crazy seeing it from the beginning to now where like we're moving through kick, which is really
Yeah.
cool to be part of, really. So
It's good too, because I think where you guys started and when you started, it really got you in kind of an original segue in with kick, right? So then a lot of people know like, oh, that's like the OG like team slash community who have been out here, especially if, like you said, like people will start to see those husks, um, that they notice that these people are actually out there to connect with one another and
yeah,
with other people.
yeah,
You know, it's not exclusive to where it's like, oh, you're not in this and, you're not helping X person get to, you know, Y point. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And
I think that's really good.
I think and you can't be like upset at those people because a lot of these people who are um becoming new to the streaming category, the live streaming, when you see numbers or this or that, you get kind of persuaded into thinking that that's the real stuff that you see. And then you
Yeah.
kind of grow out of that and you're like, "Oh, I actually kind of like I don't know, I kind of want to game with someone." That's what LS is about, right?
Yeah.
Impactful friendships and relationships. And not everybody has to be a friend, but at least peers, right? You know,
Mhm.
coworkers in a sense that we all live stream, we're all trying to get to certain goals. And that's where we're finding more and more people because a lot of streamers and content creators are getting exhausted.
Yeah.
And personally, I was exhausted too when Fluff extended that invite to me. I was like, damn, you know what? I am kind of tired just doing this by myself. Um,
Yeah.
in terms of like the mental load, like I don't want to share that with my friends or my mods or anything like that because it's like something that I hold as a creator. But then when I talk to like Fluff or like No Face or Beard or anybody, like I can talk a little bit about the space and all the nuances and all the negative and the weird energy. I could talk about it and feel a little bit better, you know?
Yeah. Dude, there's so many times where I'm thankful that I talked to my mod team, like, about stuff because I'm super transparent.
Yeah,
Um, I went from playing GTRP back whenever I was on Twitch, and I was a big streamer, right?
yeah.
For GTRP and for our for the server that I was playing on,
Yo, that
like
category can also be weird.
yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
also like So everybody's watching, right? And I'm not view botting, but everybody's watching because they're metagaming. So, you know what I mean? It's like when people either want to get into the content, people either want to get away with what they're doing, right? So I had a lot of viewers on Twitch with GTRP, and then I switched to Tarkov, and I went from like, 70, 80, 90 people to 3 because now these people, they're not gaining something from it, right? And like I basically like started all the way the fuck over. You know what I mean? When
Hmm.
I changed games, and it was hard, and I
It's kind of
talked with like
tough.
some people. Yeah,
Oh.
it's dude, it's mentally crushing. Um, and I already don't look at numbers from there, but like it becomes prevalent when people are like, "Well, where are you viewers?"
Well, you
Like,
peaked. What? Yeah.
yeah, it's like, thanks, man, dude. I know. Okay, I got one person to talk to now, and I used to have more than that,
Hmm.
but now I'm depressed. And
Yeah. It's tough, dude. It's tough because you're like, oh, what's my validation as a creator? Is it numbers or is it the content? Or
yeah,
is it me or is it actually the game? And so like I went through that with RuneScape. You know,
yeah,
I
I
took
think
that
that's a big
away.
one too.
Yeah, because RuneScape streamers just want to watch RuneScape players.
Yeah,
Or vice versa. I'm
GTRP,
sorry.
same.
Yeah, and I took that away, and then I'm like, every time I go, I'll go back to RuneScape and do a little bit here and there, but I'm done. I like to just be who I am, not about the game
Yeah.
anymore.
I think that's the best too. Once you get out of that stint, man, and I think you need that one game that really just fucking sent your numbers over the top, right? And you're like, damn, like that's when everything was the craziest. And then you need it taken away from you when you like change games to really like kind of rehumble you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know, I think so. People can say what they want. I was a certified Shroud hater. Fuck that dude. Like, yada, yada, yada,
Hmm.
right?
Are you liking him now?
I do like him now. And I will
Yeah.
say, I think he needed the mixer crush, right? That happened because obviously he's a very successful content creator. But before he went to Mixer, he stopped caring about his chat. He would look over, never talk to him. It was just whoever is in VC with him or the game didn't care.
Hmm.
And then Mixer, he switched over to Mixer. He kind of had to get back to a little bit more like community.
Yeah.
And then that went where it went. And now that he's back on like Twitch and stuff, he's like more connected with chatting with people. Um, for me, I don't know about you and who your inspiration was throughout the content creator world, but I think Summit and Tim for me is massive because they are large streamers, but they are reading chat. They're engaging and active and entertaining in their ways. You know what I mean? Like, especially Summit for me is the biggest one. He's just real too. Like I have days where I'm not the best, right? And you guys are pissing me the fuck off. And now I'm mad, right? And okay, my bad. I didn't mean to be such a, you know, like in a sour mood. And I apologize to you all for that. And he's just like that. So it's like I try to implement like a way to be good at the game, engaging, but also always just be real with people,
Yeah.
you know?
Um, I think what kind of got me into streaming, and this is when I started on Mixer. I was gonna have like
Okay.
kind of like a persona and just kind of get going, just try to figure it out. But obviously, it fell flat. I did it for like a week. One of the inspirations was Stone Mountain. Um,
Mm.
and it was actually Doctor Disrespect too because of PUBG. Obviously, that's not a good look anymore. Obviously, chat, but after Mixer, I was like, whatever. I tried it. I was working at Microsoft at the time too, so that's why I heard about Mixer and all that.
Hmm.
And then I really just didn't care about like streams, really, like big streams. Like I'll watch clips here and there, but it wasn't like part of my consumption.
Hmm.
And then on Twitch, my friends and I don't know if you remember, but during quarantine, a lot of Asian people were getting beat up, in California.
Mm. Okay.
So my
Yeah, yeah,
friends and
yeah. Super
I, we
racism.
wanted like raise money towards like an Asian charity organization for mental health, and that's what got me for streaming. I was like, oh, dude, we could do activism. We can actually do stuff. Like it doesn't have to be
Mhm.
about gaming. So that's pretty much where that came from for streaming for me was like, again, going back to kind of the main message throughout this episode is just impact, right? How do you impact your local community and your internet community?
That's awesome. First of all, right? For those who don't know, I may not look it, but I'm Asian.
Black. Oh,
I'm,
sorry.
oh, only whenever I'm in Marquise.
Okay. All right. Okay.
and, but I am Asian and I grew up in an Asian household, right? My grandmother's from Vietnam, fresh off the boat. I grew up in a nail salon, right? My father was born in Taiwan. Um, like I'm through and through, right? And it's hard to be a minority, but I don't want to say harder, but it's a different kind of hard to be mixed.
Hmm.
Um,
I feel that.
because I'm Asian. No, you're not, right? I
Yeah.
grew up fighting because my sister looks Asian. Like you can blindfold her with dental floss, right? Like super Asian. You know what I mean?
I don't think
Um,
I've ever heard that. I don't think I've ever heard that. Got a number?
um,
Sorry. Go on.
but me, I'm not, right? So I used to fight kids all the time because they're like, that's not your sister. Like, you're not gonna fucking tell me who my family is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shit like that. So I grew up like scrapping a lot because of it. I grew up like not being the most accepted by other Asian people because I don't look it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a different kind of hard to be mixed and want to be a part of stuff, right? Like say I were to go to some rally for something, right? And it's like anybody who looks like me is like, "Well, you're just here because I don't know, I'm pale, right? You want the white people thing where it's like, "Yeah, I support other all the Asians, because I like to be able to say that I do." But like for me, it's not that. Like I'm Asian and I want to support my people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's hard for sure. So super awesome, man. I love that. I love Asian people, dude. We're blunt, we're funny as fuck.
You guys
It's
are
just a
funny.
whole different life,
I like all the Asians, man. I do, man. I mean, we got Red Crow on the team. First Korean.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying no face.
Yep.
You know
That's
what
my
I
little
mean?
boo thing.
I'm trying to remember if there's anybody else on LS that's Asian. I think Fluff. Fluff's Asian. He's Caucasian. Uh, no. It's yeah, man. No, it's all about impact, and we did a couple things for oh my gosh, BLM. There was a whole bunch of stuff with the black squares, and I fucking hated that. So I was
Mhm.
like, I like for everybody who was doing that on Facebook and everything. I was like, all right, guys, shut the fuck up. Okay, here's my charity link. It goes to a
Mhm.
charity. If you actually want to do something, do something. And nobody did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a social experiment for me. I was like, wow, you guys are a bunch of fucking frauds. But
Yeah.
I again, whatever your guys' thoughts, again, everything's political now. It's crazy, but at the end of the day, man, you see people just going through it, right? There's a lot of orgs out there that can help, and streaming can have a good bridge for it, good networking.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's a good way to share something because that's important to you, to your viewers as well. Like that's like, dude, shout out like the viewers, man. You guys really
Yep.
do like come in insane, right? Like if I support something and you guys support me, so you guys are like, I'm gonna support that, right? Like that's beautiful to fucking have, man. You know? And we have the platform and means to be able to do it is amazing.
Yeah.
Um, and I really do like I find that type of community to be the most important to me is that people give a shit about the other things. Like I there's a lot that I don't have in my life and I don't have kids, right? But I know that I have friends who have kids and I know I have friends who have gone through rough times or maybe Christmas wasn't the best for them and they felt like they were failing their kids as parents because they couldn't do this type of expression. So like we actually did something that made me think and dig deeper right into it. Like there are people who don't get to get any toys. So for Christmas, I put all of my sub revenue, right,
Oh, yeah, I saw
leading up
that.
to before, yeah, into we went and got toys for tots, but then I also split it, right? Because having toys is great, right, for kids, but there's families who don't get to eat, and Christmas
Yeah.
is about family.
Yeah.
So I split the money in food drive too, for like the homeless and stuff like that. So I think that's super amazing to do things for other communities and impact in ways that like when people ask me like what do you do and I just tell them like I'm ignorant on the internet and a cam girl
Yep.
but like I'm doing these other things, you know what I mean?
It's
And
multifaceted, dude. Like when
yeah.
people are like, "What do you do?" Like my aunt's like asking me because she likes what she sees. She's on me on Instagram. And I'll post my little updates and achievements. She's like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Well, it's kind of like a radio show, but like I play games too, and then it gets like kind of sexual, and then people like give me money,
Yeah.
and then I do goofy things too. I don't know. It's just like a really fun world to live in because every day when you clock in, whatever your shift is, it may not even be online. It could just be like you just hanging on streams and chilling or editing, and then another day you just go live and then you're half naked and showing toes on camera for some reason, or another day you're just playing fucking drug dealing simulator for
Yeah.
8 hours. You know what I
I
mean? Like it's just so random.
yeah. Actually, the fact that you just said what you said is when you're clocking in and it might not even be live is actually a big thing that I think is super important for people to realize who overstream, right? There's a lot behind the scenes that you got to do and take care of, man. Part of the mental health of it all is the fact that you have to balance that stuff that's not being live. So you need time for that. Um, you don't need to be live. You need to do a lot of other things, man.
Yeah,
Um,
you need to feel
social
clocked in
media.
too.
Mm,
Like you can't just be like just BS in it.
mhm.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm somebody. Okay, listen, take it. Listen, I am thankfully well off in where I am in my streaming career, but I could be so much better if I were to do these things. And I know that's a short, you have to know where you're not succeeding, right?
Oh,
And I don't
absolutely.
succeed in social media, man. I'm terrible about posting clips, editing stuff, right? Like I didn't start learning any editing style until we did the respawn stuff, you know?
It's good
Um
that you kind of got going then.
Yeah. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is super cool. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
never did IRL content. The ad one, which I know like you do like a bunch of ads for stuff, and you actually said that one kind of was hard for you.
That was the
'Cause you're like, I
toughest
feel
one
like
because I'm like, dude, I've done so many fun ideas where I'm like, I can't show any of this. This
that
sucks.
satire one was so good, dude.
The
It was
RuneScape
so
one?
good. Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, that would have been a fantastic one to like actually put up like the like erectile dysfunction, but like,
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
know that for a sponsorship, not good, but amazing.
Yeah.
If you would have done that, I would have
The
died.
when I was doing the lines, right, I was like, oh, this, and I got my buddy Citrals to help me. And then I said a line where it was like, well, you can get the Pro Plus package Ultimate Edition now, now. And I fucked up. Like I stuttered and I was like, I'm gonna keep that in there. I'm gonna keep that in there.
Yeah.
And it worked out really well. I was like, oh, okay, this is great. This is great.
Actually, what do you think is one of the most important parts of you starting your day for everything, right? Like your day to day, what is something that you're like, I have to do this because this is like without doing this, my stream's not going to be like what it would be.
So I do a couple things, and it's probably because it's muscle memory now. It's probably because when I used to work at my like 9 to 5s, I would have a sticky note of things to do. But
Hmm.
typically now, my day I start out, and it's I start with my TCG stuff. I'm like shipping slow product like Pokemon and Magic and all that. I get that done because that takes up a lot of time with like writing and all that. And that's not even stream things. That's just like another side hustle that I do. And then when I lock in on my computer, I'm already on my computer. I got all the packing slips done, whatever. I whatever my list has, right? My sticky list. So like right now for me, it was okay, make sure to get like kind of a consistent schedule done for Twitch in the mornings, get that set up, have a schedule set up, update that in my Discord, you know. Second thing would be Bodrix, you know. I'm getting to a point now where I kind of want like a daily timer. So whatever I
Mhm.
have going on that might be fun for the day, like Mondays, if I want to do like Modelo Mondays again, I can do that, or all the kind of the fun stuff I do. It's random at times, but because I've done it so long, I'm like, oh, this sounds like it might be fun. So I'll have like incentives and goals and like whatever, and then kind of like the primary thing I'm going to be playing that day, and then whatever I'm going to be switching to. If it's gonna be a long stream, switching to that next game. Um, for me, obviously, this is my full time gig, so I do update my sub goal, whatever it is, get that set up,
Mhm.
and then whatever new scenes that I'm trying to do, right? So before the Twitch mornings, I'd have at least 5 hours to kill before
Mhm.
my kick. So I go to my video editing software, I look for clips, I get that scheduled out on YouTube. I look at Twitter, whatever's on my mind or whatever I want to post in my own community or LS community. On the weekly basis, do I have any LS things to do? I do like doing that, and
Yeah.
then that's pretty much it. I know there's like one last thing. Oh, any videos I want to do for YouTube. So I
Mm.
compile the
Okay.
clips that I'm doing right now for like Frag Punk. That's like my new thing right now. Compile everything, kind of get that saved, do some voiceovers, and then I'm done. And I do my stream. Depending on how stream goes, stream can be a long time or a short time, and then I get that shit done at the end of night. So
Okay. So your big thing is like sticky note, like um, almost like scheduling and organizing yourself.
yeah,
For
folders,
me,
everything.
is the big thing. So obviously everybody knows I go to the gym 6 days a week, right?
Hmm.
But that's not even what it is for me. It's actually interesting enough, a weird thing. My bed has to be made.
Oh, that's
I
good.
have to make my
I didn't even
bed.
think about that. Yeah.
I find it very important. Maybe like I deep dove too much into what it is for mental health for me, specifically. And my mom actually, I shared it with her, and my mom is very chemically imbalanced
Hmm.
and like bipolar and everything like that. So she spirals bad. Um, but for me, I think making your bed, while it may seem stupid to a lot of people, I need to 100% successfully do something every single day. Wake up, get out of my bed, make it. I have now completed one thing no matter what. I have already started my day with success, right? Um, because I feel like it's super easy to just get out of bed, just get your day going, right?
It's a
And be
small
like,
goal
well,
setting too.
exactly.
Small goal
Like, well,
setting.
I'm just gonna get in it later and fuck it up. So who cares? But for me, it's like, no, that one thing, no matter how bad everything else goes for the rest of the day, I'm successful in the fact that my bed was made.
Hmm.
And it gets me out of bed too. Instead of just laying there. Making my bed is the most important thing to me for every single day. Um, and then obviously I eat first breakfast, and then I go to the gym,
Yep.
and then I come home and make second breakfast, and then I
You
play
go
with
in my
my
chat.
animals. Do what?
I said you
Yeah.
go in my chat. Just kidding.
I make sure I stop into people's stuff. I actually started doing this weird thing. Shout out to my buddy 26. Um, he's a streamer on Kick. He's an EU streamer who plays Tarkov, and he's somebody that I massively respect. Right, and when I'm in the gym, it's my time, but I actually respect 26 so much that there will be times where instead of listening to music and feeling like super locked in, I will listen to his stream and work out and message in between sets. And I don't usually do that. I actually don't do that for majority of people, but I do it for him. And the
Hmm.
reason I respect him so much is because he is somebody who started to fall into a bad area in streaming, and took advice and listened to it. I'm a big person on, if you come to me and you ask for something
Yeah.
and piss off at my advice that I give, like I don't want to talk to you about that anymore because you don't care about my opinion. And um, he took my opinion to heart, and now he's doing very well. He
Good.
got verified, before the metric change that they have now. And I guess before the 75 metric, because before you used to be able to get verified on 50 views.
Yeah.
Back in the day when they originally dropped verification and were verifying people. And he was super stuck on numbers and like this bad mental space. And I give him any advice and he will always take it to heart. His TikToks, he used to want to fit everything that he's seeing on it. So it'd stretch it out. And I was like, yo, that's ugly. Like they're going to see whatever you're looking at anyways. Who cares about what's on that side? You can pan for that, right?
Yeah.
You can video pan it to notice that and then pan it back. But I was like, I think you're stretching yourself and it doesn't look very good. That's my personal opinion. If you like it, for sure, keep at it. I'm going to support you no matter what you do. I took that to heart, switched it up. Content's doing better there, right? So I respect people who will listen to others and then try it at least. It doesn't have to be like what it is that you do, but at least try something and then see whether it does work for you or not.
Yeah.
You know, and I get home from the gym there and then just fucking dick around like between people, until I go live.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really like that you have a plan set out. I don't. I think that's super big and probably what really helps you.
Sometimes you need it because I used to be like you, right? Where I just go for hours and 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 days, and then more hours. And then it burnt my brain. It made my brain mush. I have a mushy brain. So now I'm like, okay, well, my brain. I know I'm more entertaining when I have other things to do. So I do like an hour of Contexto or whatever. 2 hours of the game. I can only go, I know if I go too long of one game up to like 4 hours, I lose steam. That's not fun for the viewer because I know a lot of people tune in because of the energy that I can give. So I try to switch it up game to game to game, and then I call it quits. I do need a schedule because I know that's the most effective Greg that I can provide. But there are times where, I tell my viewers, I tell my community, hey, just gonna be playing music and listening to music and just playing this game for 6 hours because I'm stuck on it. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I think that creates an organization and comfortability into your stream that somebody who doesn't care about the game, right, can come in and enjoy a part of your stream because they like you for that, and then maybe bleed them over into the game too, right? And then whatever else is along the way.
yeah. And that's why I like
so
variety so much. So stuck on variety because now variety is just me. It is somewhat of the game, right? It does capture that. Oh, what's this game about? But really, it's how's Greg gonna play this game? So
yeah, I do variety like how Summit does variety, right? Like I'm gonna play whatever I want to play, but I'll get sucked into that for the longest time, and then I'll get sucked into another one, right?
You have
another
arcs.
one. Yeah. So that's how I've like always done it. I do not play a game for views. I don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
I do not care. I will stop playing a game when I realize that the type of content and the quality of content that I'm pushing out is lacking, right? If I'm just mad the whole time, that's not fun, you know? I want to switch it up because then like you're not going to be having a good time and want to spend time with somebody who's just angry, like,
Yeah.
So
yeah, it
I'll
turns me
definitely
off
switch
when
it up.
I hear something nasty. I get it, but if it's like all the time, I'm like, Okay, I'm all right. I'm just gonna.
And you can tell too, like they're only mad because they are over the game. You can tell that as a viewer when there's a streamer who's playing something just because it's what they know and it's what their viewers want to watch, but they hate it, you know?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
so and I never want to be that content creator who's playing something that I hate just because it's what people will watch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know? That was my first streamer that I ever watched, and he got me into watching people and their streams. Huge shout out to him for getting
Salute you,
much love
man.
Moto Guppy, you know? I
What was
think
the
that's what it is.
prior name again? I can't remember. Guppy
Father
was
Chris.
Chris. Okay.
Yeah. He actually is shout out to him because that's how I figured out about KRL and LS and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm a fucking certified Rocket League hater.
Oh, it
Fuck
sucks,
that
dude.
game.
No, it sucks.
But he loves it. He plays it all the time. And obviously, like, while it's not an interest to me, like, he's an interest to me, you know?
Yeah.
So, got to know about that. I ended up talking with Salt at Atlanta about it, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and talked about Chris and stuff like that. So, definitely, I think we as people need to take more account into, like, those little interactions because I would have never met Salt or given a shit to talk to Salt if he was just walking by and I didn't notice the KRL and I didn't take an investment in Moto Guppy and his interests because it's
Yeah.
not just about me as a streamer, you know? So,
I think the cool thing with like LS2 and KRL and a whole bunch of other side projects that I know we've kind of dealt with, but it gives me another vibe of like Justin TV of how small the internet community is.
mhm,
Um so I don't know. It just gives me that Justin TV vibe, that pride, like that old Twitch
mhm.
of just communities. So that's cool. That's cool that
Yeah.
you're able to like you cared, right? And then now we're here on a podcast. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, right? Fucking Chris, dude. um, and like I think reflection too. Reflecting back on that is definitely like a big part for me to realize like what can change your life is me recognizing that those connections maybe it's from the army, you know, because I meet a lot of people. You meet a lot of people in the army, um black, brown, yellow, straight, gay,
Stinky.
um you know, stinky, clean, four-eyed, you know,
Three balls.
cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like they'll change your life and save your life in ways that you've never even known could happen, you know?
Yep. I tell my
Um,
guys they saved me a lot, dude. I was going through some isolated period of my time, of my life, and identity crisis, and reforming friendships from the ground up. But like the community, they were there. They were there. Changed my life.
yeah. Dude, sometimes, man, I'm having a bad day. Like, okay, I never stream March 13th. Never do. Never have until just this past March 13th of
Mm,
this year, right? This month. Um, it is my grandmother's birthday, and it is also the same day that she was killed.
mhm.
So it's a day that is too much for me most of the time. And this year, this past few months, I've been so inconsistent with like, like I'm a do this every day, all the time type of person, right? I
Yeah.
need structure. And oh, I don't have a stream here because of like all the respawn stuff. I'm doing this, I'm recording this, right? And so I felt like I was definitely failing everybody in the community with that. And I was like, you know, I've just been kind of super social battery burnt by doing too much outside that I needed
Mm,
something to keep me in and I needed something to help balance that day because I didn't feel comfortable just being alone on it.
yeah.
And I streamed and they made it an amazing day, amazing vibes. And I really thank like the community for that, you know.
That's cool,
They
man.
think that we connect I can do stuff for them a lot more than well, they don't realize what they do for us, you
Yeah.
know?
It's interesting. It's such a mutual like relationship because we try to be there for everybody when we can, and split our time and effort and everything. And then it sometimes when we are streaming, man, we just need to stream and just not think of anything or escape, and they really come back. They come back twofold sometimes. So
Yeah, for sure. I do joke sometimes with my community. I'm like, dude, I can't fucking count on you guys, man. I'm asking something serious. Is the audio good? And they're like, yep, it's definitely good. I'm like, why does it feel like it's cooked, right? And like I know some of the people, they know like quality is something very important to me,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Video quality, audio quality, right? Like that is this is what you are consuming, right? My content. Why would somebody want to buy something that's got a fucking chip in it? You know what I mean? I could just buy like something new. So for me, that's super important for them to be able to consume something that looks good and sounds good. And that stuff will eat at me. And I'm like, bro, you guys, I can't be fucking serious with you guys because you guys just fucking dick around,
too
man.
many
And I'll
bits.
get mad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
know
get
when
it.
I really need it, they're there. You know what I mean? Um, they know. They know that if I really needed it, they'll be there and I can depend on them, you know? So I really do appreciate how much they're there for me, man.
Yeah,
Especially day in and day out. I get somebody to talk to and it's fucking nice. Especially like No Face. I met him through Kick, you know? Um and now he's like the fucking closest friend to me. And I met him in an interesting way. Uh I started on Kick and my community went fucking nuts, right? First stream, before I streamed, we were affiliate based on followers. I needed a 5-hour stream, right? Because
yeah.
that's what they required back in the day. 75 followers, 5-hour stream, hit live, right? 5 hours went by. They were like, get your sub button, right? So I end stream. I averaged like 400 plus viewers the whole time for my first ever stream here. Kick was so new. Nobody else was in this Tarkov content creator. I got everybody.
Yeah.
And my community came out fucking fat for it. So boosted me up, and then everybody started funneling in who wanted to watch Tarkov because I was the number one streamer. Made my numbers crazy. And they were like, all right. My buddy was like, apply for verification because he was partnered. So he just instantly got verified. So he's like, apply
Oh
for
yeah.
verification. So I emailed them after my first stream and I was like, yo, I'm looking to get verified. I average this, on my stream. Like I have this many followers, everything. Emailed me back. I'm verified. So I skipped like the whole fucking being an affiliate thing because I just
You were just
immediately was
going.
verified.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted to like look at other people because I was playing Destiny 2 at the time. And I saw No Face and I was like, okay, let's see what this dude's vibe's about. Right. He was energetic. He was happy to be there. Like he was talking with his community. And I was like, that's all the shit that I'm about.
Boom, boom,
Um,
boom. Checklist, checklist, checklist. Yeah.
yeah. So I always say hello. He responded. I'm like, boom. Like, we're good. We're going to this dude. I was like, he's trying to push for verification because he had it in his title. Right. And I was like, we're going to help him get there. Right. Show him some love and support, and we'll see what he's about. So after he said hello back, like 2 seconds after I messaged, I rated him and then shot the shit with him. Then he came in, shot the shit with me. He fucking told me where I lived. And I was like, you're fucking creep, dude. Um, but I found out he lived in the area. We talked for
That's
probably like a
so
couple of
crazy.
weeks and
That's
met up.
yeah.
Some
That's
history,
wild. You guys
you
you
know?
guys ever kissed or
So we usually do like off camera right before we go live.
hell yeah. That's so cool,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking
that's sick,
crazy. Like
dude. That's
people are
so
like,
cool.
how'd you meet your best friend? And I'm like, fucking live streaming,
Yep.
you know? Um, and yeah, it's just nuts, dude. Like, you think that these, online connections aren't going to be what they are, and there's so much more, you
Yeah.
know?
Absolutely, dude.
Um,
Absolutely. I know I kind of put something out there because it was like kind of vague, but I'm talking about these Husk communities and fucking Fluff DM me and just, hey man, you good? Just like things like that, like small things like that. And
mhm.
I'm really happy. That's why I made that post on Friday where I was like, fuck, dude, like LS, dude, like friendships I made, man, I feel so much whole, fulfilled in my content journey. Friends in the
And you see
space.
that too, right? Like if if you come to my live stream, dope, right? Of course, love that, appreciate you. I am pushing for goals and stuff like that, you know? But like I that's a big thing about LS. Like I post a tweet, I see, all these people from LS like it. And it's like, you don't have to support me outside of, coming into my stream, that's like that's like, all right, this is a standard. If I come in here, we're good, right? But the people who show you support outside of other social medias, like that's massive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shows it transcends just like this fucking Discord call, this live stream, you know? So I find that super awesome, man. It really does like go to show like how as long as you build stuff right, it'll be real.
Yeah. Foundation, house is strong, right? Um, I'm
Mhm.
gonna I'm gonna segue a little bit. Two things. One, chat. Like this is for the chat, live chat. If you have any questions for Clouds, let us know. And then for Clouds, I'm gonna give anything else that's on your mind.
Ugh, dude, there's always stuff on my mind, man.
You
I'm
can
always
you can
forever
rant.
racing.
You can talk about anything. I mean, this is a killer episode anyway, just because we get to know more about you, which is really cool. Um, it's up to you if you want to reveal anything right now, because I know we are on the LS podcast.
Well, I mean, dude, I think we've been talking about LS so much and like how amazing like the family is. And I think that I should definitely say like I appreciate that I get to call like Lurker Squad my family and that I get to say I'm a part of LS. You know what I mean?
Let's go,
Um,
dude.
so definitely like huge thank you to the LS community, right? In inviting me into their family and their community and their home. You know what I mean? Um, definitely feel the love from everybody like through and through. You know, big shout out to Gigi Snap. He DM'd me. I was sitting in line in the cold rain, waiting for the new One Piece box
Hell yeah.
with No Face, and he messaged me and he was like, "Hey, what do you think about it?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And he was like, "All right." Like, that's what's up. And he was like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, definitely." You know, you guys hit all the points that I care about in a person, in a community, and in everything. And I would love to be able to say, like, I'm Lurker Squad, I'm LS Clouds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So massive, massive love to that. As far as stuff that's on my mind, man, I think that if you're somebody who's looking to make moves like this and join a community, um, create your community, start your streaming venture, man. Look for something that's real and really like make a connection, right? Because if you want to be in somebody's stream, be there for them. Don't be in somebody's stream because you want something from them, you know? Um, and don't
That's a
join a
bar.
community because, yeah, because of what you think that you'll get out of them. More so, just like look at what they have and want to be a part of it, you know?
I think the big
Um,
thing too is, right, like we try not to make this such a what's the word, exclusive group. We even we'll have some fun stream team member incentives for things like events, but for the event itself, anyone can join. Get to talk
mhm.
more to streamers that you do enjoy or just maybe found out, and maybe get to find some new ones. And that's up to the viewer, right? But yeah, that's like the big thing that we're still going to continue on doing. A question that came from Toast for you is what's one key moment that made you choose to not give up streaming, where you might have had a low, and then what was the spark or drive that made you not give up?
So I have done a lot of game changes and community changes. And I will say it's less prevalent on Kick, right? Which I find very thankful is when you change a game, you don't really like it's not as heavy of a loss, right? But on Twitch, when you change a game, you almost are starting over every time, right?
Yeah.
I told you guys about being on GTRP and being like a 70 to 90 plus viewer streamer, and then going to Tarkov and having 3 to 5 like on a normal day. But it's not even that didn't even like really crush me because I've been through a lot with this person. Um, but I think that we've talked about Squirrel, we've talked about like a lot of people who've been an impact in my life. Some of you know his name, but Donut is somebody who's been with me for a long time.
Mhm.
Um, and he's been through a lot, in my community, in his life, in the streaming world, right? But Donut is somebody who, no matter what happens, right, he was there for me, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and he always told me, right? It's nice to see people come in, but Donut is always like, you are my favorite person, right? And I appreciate you, and I really do like care about you. Um, Massive shout out to Donut because those words, right, definitely mean so much more than you could ever imagine to hear that from somebody who will be there for you. And some of you know, like Donut has been a mod for me before. He may not be a mod now, but he knows why that has happened, and still to this day, he doesn't treat me horribly for it, you know? And
Yeah.
it's easy for people to stop caring about somebody once they lose something like that. Um, but Donut, dude, I've played so many fucking games, dude, and Donut doesn't give a fuck. He's like, "What's up? I fucking hate this game, but I love you." And that pushed me
That's sick,
through
dude.
my channel fucking dying, leaving GTRP, and made it to where my channel grew back, is just honestly, of course, the mods, but like just as a viewer, man, Donut, dude. Donut's a big reason why like this means everything, you
Yeah.
know? Um, so also fuck Donut, but I love you, Donut, man. Truthfully, no matter what, dude, right? You're a young kid, but dude, you really did mean like a lot in why this has worked out so well for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You just need that one, you know what I'm saying? To really
Mhm.
kind of keep you going. And I'm sure a lot
And
of
I could talk about a
streamers.
lot, dude,
Yeah.
but fuck.
Yeah.
Just one, dude. One, man, you
Yeah.
know? Oof, that's
Toast is
so
like, "All
tough,
right."
dude.
He's like, "I like that answer. Thank you. That was good."
Yeah, because I think, like, dude, I think game change can fucking basically make a streamer wanna quit, but, dude, one person can, like we said, impact connection. What you guys do for me, like, you never know, man, and one person can make it all different and better, and it really did, you know?
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of LS members will be up in Dallas. So in terms of like the podcast, we're thinking about having kind of a nice little chill session, camera set up, maybe a couple mics, and we can kind of get up and go in an Airbnb. So love to have you, No Face, a couple other people. Kind of, I don't know. It might be episode 4, might be episode 5, 6, or something like that. But it's gonna be really fun to meet you again, man.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Uh, I am a Dallas local, so anything, like whatever we need to do, like I'll be there. Anything we want to do, I'll be there. It'll be a good time. I know that No Face is the king of bougie, so he knows all the best spots to like eat.
Yeah,
You
he's
know what I
kind of
mean?
like really like rich and
Yeah.
yeah, he's like yeah. What is that one? Wasn't he in that movie Crazy Rich Asians or something like that?
Yeah, and he was in Rush Hour and
Oh, yeah, dude, I love
yeah.
dude, you were so good in 2. You're so good, No
um
Face.
but yeah, so he knows like a lot of great places. I think that we can do. I think an LS dinner would be super sick to do with all of us, like at somewhere nice. You know?
Yeah, I think we'll put in the stream team chat. We'll get you in there obviously if you're not already. We'll coordinate days. I think like day 1 or day 2 depends on who's doing content creation too, like IRLs and all that. But
Mhm.
we're thinking DreamHack. One day we'll be wearing the jerseys and stuff like that, and day two I think we'll have kind of like a cosplay day if anybody wants to do cosplay or costumes or whatever. And then day three we can kind of figure that out. But I think an LS dinner would be sick one of those days for sure.
No, yeah, that'd be super awesome. I think it would be a good way too. Like I've become better. Man, I think that you for sure, while I know you and I know a lot of like how you do things, I definitely think no hate on Respawn whatsoever. I think you deserved it, right? I also think that it was a great challenge and it made me step out of my comfort zone for sure. And start doing things and realize that like kind of documenting stuff is super important with like videos. So like we'll definitely do that for the dinner. We can do like a montage, like little video,
That would be
for it
cool.
all.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Pictures, everything, dude. I feel like that challenge, dude, really like made me realize like I could do so much more than that I do in my normal life, like every day, and just kind of like do like a weird little recording of it. And like I can slap together a video for it and like show people because like I think that's where I wanna go with my YouTube content. I don't do
Yeah.
anything on YouTube, and, I always said that for my social medias, like TikTok and Instagram specifically because it was before TikTok, and I fell into, like, putting out, like, my own, like, clips and stuff like that because it's super, this is what I do, but, like, I feel like I want my shit to be, like, what outside of stream. Come check out my stream if you want, right? Like, but I want you to see, like, other stuff that I'm doing. Like, for the people who are in my community, like, look at, like, what I did. Check out my YouTube video. Check out my
Hmm.
Instagram. So I definitely think, like, that's where I wanna go more with, like, outside social media content
Yeah.
with, like, slips in of stream, you know?
The thing where they were like, "Oh, can you, do an education one?" And I did a vlog about, Colorado that I went to go visit. And I was like, "Dude, vlogging's actually kind of sick." The hell?
Yeah.
Like, I got to do more travel vlogs. So I'm hoping to get some more stuff when I go up to Vegas and then going to go Colorado again. Just like different
Yeah.
different pieces of you for
Yeah,
them
because
to.
my ad was kind of vlogging,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, we recorded us walking around getting collectibles and stuff like that, and I was like I used to think, like, these vlogs, people were fucking just walking around with a camera nonstop, and I'm like, "I'm not doing that shit." You
Yeah.
don't. You just
Yeah.
kinda take, like, a video here, a video there, a picture here, stuff like that, and it makes a whole story that people were like, "Damn, okay, that's fucking super cool,"
Right.
you know? So man, that's where I want my content to go. We're live playing games, but everything else you see is like who I am as a person and interests and dope stuff outside of life, you know?
Yeah. I think something that I want to announce too, and this is kind of an idea. It's not nothing cemented yet. But some of the staff members and I were talking. You know, we were able to attain Upis the Great and No Face TV, who wanted to both join. Upis is a longtime community viewer and streamer, and No Face. I mean, we hit it off, in DreamHack. And then we were able to find Beard, and really just through you guys, and it was just an amazing fit. And obviously, you were on our radar for a long time, and I'm glad Snap sent that DM, and we kind of got that going. I'm thinking, we kind of do a lot different in terms of recruitment, and I know there's a lot of members out there, and maybe like some newer streamers. We were thinking about maybe doing like an LS recruits. So
Mhm.
almost kind of like how Respawn did it, where we just gave maybe like 3 challenges. It's not 10 weeks. We don't want to do like
Yeah.
insane amount, right? But I think one, it'll get our stream team members to do something with recruits because I kind of I think that'd be kind of a cool group activity with our team members. And then also kind of just get like streamers going, right? I think
Mhm.
sometimes we need something. Like for me, the only reason why I did Respawn was so I can get side missions. I needed quest.
Yeah.
I'm very sad that I was not able to get top 10 really, but at the end of the day, like I got what I wanted out of it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I'm
I think that
thinking,
would be awesome.
yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking, the stream team members and communities out there, and I know there's a lot of streamers who do watch us. I don't know how you guys feel about that. But in the chat, guys, press 1 if LS Labia recruits 2025. That's a crazy com from Denny. Crazy com, dude.
I think another big thing to like ask too is for those of you who would be interested in LS, right? Um dude, it's so hard to lose, right? But
Oh no, absolutely.
what do you guys like? How do you guys think that would affect you, right? If you were not picked and stuff, like, would you, you know what I mean? Like, if you're being honest with yourself and honest with everybody, right? Like, are you gonna stay like committed to
That's
who it is, that is a part of LS if you didn't get picked,
so. Let me
Um,
let me kind of reverse this really quick too, right? And if you guys don't know, I was in a lot of kind of higher leadership, in a lot of higher tech companies, and we kind of sometimes in the corporate ladder journey. If you guys have not been part of that yet, um, it depends on how you react, right? Or
yeah.
depends on the person that got the job, initially, and that would tell you a lot about a person. And
Hmm.
I'm not saying that we want to, cleanse the community with that type of mindset, but I think that speaks volumes again, right? In the streaming journey, are you looking at LS because you're trying to get 8,000 viewers eventually or something like that? Or are you just are you being in LS because you see the vision, you see the journey, and you really want to be part of the foundation, So
Hmm.
I guess it's twofold because, like, yeah, no, that's bad because we might lose some people doing maybe LS recruits and, like,
Hmm.
in terms of seeing their mindset. But then again, we really just want people to really like better themselves. You should be part of this competition because you want to maybe get some challenges from people who have, were able to do respawn, or other people who have been in the
Hmm.
game for so long that maybe, that they're trying to teach you something too. So I don't know. That's
Yeah.
that's my take, I guess.
No, I think that's super great, right? In I've never been in like I'd say the corporate world, right? Because I've
It's
only been in
stinky.
the army or been
Yeah.
a streamer, dude.
It's stinky,
But
dude. I say that because I've seen a lot of stuff, how people react that they didn't get promoted, that they didn't get the
yeah,
job. And I've seen people where I was able to get promoted and they acted way different,
yeah.
So
I mean, even in like the military, right? So what I did for a job in the military, they are always looking for people, right? Part of the military is you go in front of a board, right? And stuff like that when you get to a certain point to get promoted, right? You have a board to go in front of, and then you have like a point system as well, and um you can meet all those things but still not get picked over somebody else, right?
okay.
And then a lot of those people will be pissed off. And what they do is they outlash at the others because my job needed this rank in it. So my points got pushed super low, right? And then their job didn't need it. So their points got pushed super high. And they're like, well, this is fucking dumb. Like, and I think you're 100% right, man. Like, I think FNG's right. Like, why you didn't get picked, instead of not like being mad about not getting picked, like think about why you didn't get picked and what that means for you and what you can do better. Because if you're not getting picked, it just means that there's something for you to work on. And I think having something to work on means that now you have a new reason to be happy, to be live, or to make content, because now you get to evolve and elevate yourself in a whole different realm, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so it's like, man, I think that if your whole goal in something is, I feel like we've said it multiple times in this podcast, is what you can get out of somebody, you're not going to succeed, man. You know, you're just not. Um, so
Sorry, I just banned Red Crow out of the chat. No, keep going, dude. I know that you were coming into something, dude. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, no, but like for sure, man, just like want something because you actually want it, and like it's actually something important to you, not because of how it can turn out for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when something will feel the best too. You know?
Um,
Um, there's a lot of orgs that I could have joined, communities I could have joined and been a part of, like ever since, you know, like I'm telling you guys, when I was in an org last, it's like 4 years ago, right? Like maybe more when I was a part of that org. And I was like, all right, well, we're just doing stuff for us. And I don't need to waste any extra time doing stuff if I'm just still going to do stuff for me, you know?
right.
So
I, th-
definitely
I
think long and hard.
it kind of spoke volumes because I didn't even know about that, right? During this podcast, and I was like, wow, this actually means a lot that you actually would like to join a team of individuals and creators, because of your thoughts and your views and your experiences. And I'm like, I mean, that really does speak volumes to me. So that's really cool. So thank you.
Mhm. I think that, like, if anybody listened to anything that I said, man, hopefully that shows you, like, kind of the people here in LS, like, mm, nah, I guess, like, not really, like, becoming friends with us, right, is the right word, but, like, networking and growing a relationship and getting to know us is, like, what you'll be getting out of that too. Like, you'll get a real connection, man. Like, I'm gonna show up and care about you, not about, like, your weak ass game that you're playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you're right. You're right.
so hopefully that shows you, like, at least one person who's in LS, if you don't, if you don't know, is actually gonna care about you. Obviously, I would not be a part of LS if it was not for me thinking that and seeing that I'd be getting the same from the other people around to actually care about me, you know? So,
Yeah. And just to leave it kind of for the ending of this episode, I always ask the guest, who do you want to see on the next couple episodes? It does not have to be part of the LS stream team members, but anybody you can think of.
I would like 2 people on, like, the next one or episode
Mhm.
because I think both of them can give a big different viewpoint on this specific topic. But I would love to see Cookies, who's more of an established VTuber,
Mhm.
and then I would love to see FNG, who is more newly into VTubing, so that they can give their different viewpoints on, like, that kind of world, you know? Um, that's something that's like, I'm a big camera person for interaction and personability. So no cam is very hard for me, but
Yeah.
I will get to know that person. And I feel like VTubing kind of gives people that middle ground, and anybody who is a cam streamer but doesn't feel comfortable, or who is a no cam streamer but wishes that they could find another way. I think that those two would have a good insight for somebody who's starting out VTubing and their thoughts on it and where they hope it goes. And then somebody who's an experienced VTuber like Cookies who can kind of like show you where like that end feeling is going to be for it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think that would be kind of a
So,
cool episode because I have my little PNG tuber. So if maybe
mhm.
one episode we could have myself and Cookies and F and G just all fucking VTubing and PNG tubing. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of sick.
I think that would be super cool. I think it would create uniqueness and kind of show anybody who maybe doesn't know about LS and is a VTuber, and VTubers catch a lot of slack, right? Um, and I feel bad for them, right? Well, I don't understand it because I just go in front of the camera and I'm ignorant and live and whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it'll give people a certain point of view, and the people who are VTubers, hopefully, it'll help them like start to see what LS is about and feel they have somewhere they can be comfortable because we're not like anti VTuber type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I
So,
was at one point. Not really, but like I seen some of the communities. I'm like, I don't really want to like associate myself with that. But then now I met Cookies and FNG now, and another streamer who is Sunny. And they're all doing their own thing, right? And it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Pretty cool to see. So that's good.
Yeah, I
Good
think that'd be
insight.
super cool.
All right. Well, everybody who's watching on the stream or maybe from the recording, thank you guys for listening to us. And that's going to conclude the episode because I have to pee. Usually around.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm usually around the 2 hour set, and then I'm like, I'm done, dude. I can't do it anymore. You know, I know we're kind of inconsistent on the podcast and the scheduling. I know myself, I go about sometimes on weekends and whatnot. But thank you, Clouds, for making it. Episode 4, guys, we'll figure it out. I may not even be the host. I always kind of say that, but for this podcast, you know, Clouds, honestly, if you wanted to host it, or like No Face, Jackpot, well, maybe not Jackpot, Fluff, Red Crow, you know, this podcast is an open project. I think for us to just get conversations going and just to talk about the streaming space, it's really important to talk about. Gotta get a pulse check. So
Yeah, that would be great. I think we could even do like, you know, tag team hosts, you know, where we're like Eiffeling Tower a person. You know what I mean? So that'd be super cool.
Yeah. Who do we want to raid?
Let's see who's on the list.
Yeah, who do we want to raid?
It's actually something No Face and I do every day.
Let's go check it out. Yeah, no, thank you for everybody who's listening and watching. You know, if you are on the YouTube side, just make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and kiss Clouds when you can.